Hi, I'm Keith Hatcher, Chief Executive Public Policy Officer for the Georgia Association of Realtors, and I'm here today to give you a brief overview of what to expect during the first annual Realtors Legislative Rally. Well, first of all, we're very excited to have you involved. You make a huge difference by participating in the process. We've got some talking points we're going to share with you, much like we do during the Washington trip. There'll be several issues that we're hoping you will convey to your state representative and state senator that are important to you as a practicing realtor. So let's go through a couple of the points we hope to share. Each person will receive a copy of talking points. The first issue will be support of House Bill 83. House Bill 83 is a piece of legislation clarifying some policies under the banking code to ensure that realtors can assist a person in a short sale without unknowingly violating the Mortgage Broker Licensing Act. The banking department had some concerns with our practice. They didn't want to interfere in the real estate business, so just for clarity, we're changing the law. The banking department has worked closely with us, and it's important that the General Assembly help us to change the law so there is no question but that a realtor can assist someone in a short sale without running the risk of violating the banking laws. That is House Bill 83, introduced by Representative David Knight. So when you speak to your representatives and your senators, please express to them your support for House Bill 83. Another issue we're going to talk about, and we're still trying to get a bill number, has not yet been introduced, is a piece of legislation that Representative Dusty Hightower intends to introduce on immigration reform. Many of you may remember several years ago there was a concerted effort to revise immigration policy within the state of Georgia. It was a very comprehensive rewrite, and as is normally the case, there were some unintended consequences. One of those is that even as a resident of the state of Georgia and a citizen of the United States, under the existing law, you must demonstrate you're a citizen each and every time you renew your license. We'd like to change the law so that if you are in fact a citizen of the United States, you only have to demonstrate that one time. Once you've demonstrated that to the Real Estate Commission, then you do not have to re-demonstrate that each time you renew your license. It's caused some problems within the department, both for realtors and for appraisers. It's bogged down the system. There's a lot of other licenses that are impacted by this, and so Mr. Hightower, in working with the Secretary of State, is trying to provide some relief so that you, again, do not have to demonstrate your citizenship each and every time you renew your license. So ask your friends in the General Assembly to support Dusty Hightower's legislation to reform licensure and ensure you don't have to prove that you're a citizen each and every time you renew your license. The last subject area that we're going to talk about is really not a specific bill, but something we constantly reiterate to our friends within the General Assembly, and that is that we support private property rights. There are several measures this session that have been introduced potentially impacting on property rights, and so we want to be sure that the General Assembly understands the realtors are the voice of private property owners in the state of Georgia. And if any legislation negatively impacts the property owner, we're going to express concern about that. So that's pretty much covers the talking points. Those are the issues we want you to be sure and convey to your members. A couple of other points that are important. After the rally, you'll obviously need to enter the Capitol. Security is an issue. Very much like the airport, there are metal detectors at each and every door. So please don't bring any unnecessary items, anything that could be in any way construed to be a weapon. Please leave it at home. You will need your photo ID, and that's it. So come prepared to show your photo ID and go through a metal detector to make your way into the Capitol. Now, the most important advice I can give you, and that is, I know for many people it's not something they normally do, get involved in the political process. It can be a little intimidating, but the most important message is have a good time. Enjoy yourself. Think how fortunate we are to live in a country where you have the right to come and ask your elected officials to help you with state policy. We are very blessed in this country, and it's a privilege to do this. So please enjoy yourself. If anybody asks you a question of which you're not sure, there's a very simple answer. They need to ask for Keith Hatcher or John Barber, who works along with me every day at the Capitol. If we don't have an answer, we will find the answer they're looking for. But you are not expected to be an expert in any of these subject matters. You're getting briefed and you're being asked to show up and demonstrate your support for the Georgia Association of Realtors, but you are not expected to be an expert. Defer to John or Keith with any questions. There's an old saying in politics that I believe holds true, and that is, I do not care how much you know until I know how much you care. In other words, you can be the best expert on the planet, but if you don't have passion, if you're not here for something you believe in and support, then your impact is minimal. The great thing about our association is our members bring passion to the issue. And so that's the important thing about our day on the Hill. Not that you're an expert in every issue that we're talking about, but that you took the time to travel to the state capitol and express your viewpoint. We're going to have almost 900 realtors on the steps of the Capitol. That's going to make an enormous impact, an enormous impression. So thank you for your participation. You make a difference.